Hello, my name is Teresita Blanco, the Artsy sister, and today I wanted to talk to you about chess in Western art. But we can talk about chess is has been like a really popular game for almost like 1,000 years and stuff, and it has its roots origin in Shatran, which is what chess was called in Persia. And according to like the oldest textbooks and stuff, the game of chess was introduced by the Wazarm, and he was a great he was a which is means great ruler in India. That's where that's where chess gets its infamous title of being the game of kings, because it was introduced by this game, or this two-player game was first popularized in Persia, and in Persia by the Persian king around the seventh century. So then chess it started quickly making its way throughout the entire Persian kingdom, and and a version of it even appear as far as Asia. Like chess entered the chess. Oh yeah, and above you can see the year 900, which features the king of Corsaros, and he sits before his chessboard while the vizier and the envoys are playing. So then, as you can see, the game of chess was used in Persia as a bit of an icebreaker. Like they would play, the Grand Vizier would play a game with like with like the visitors from other countries, and just to like see how their mind functions and stuff. Cause if you think about it, chess as a strategy game, it tells you a lot about the individual, because whether it has an aggressive strategy, or whether or whether they like to, or whether they're overcautious or something. So then it was just that's why it was called like the game of kings and stuff, cause that's just how they would like to get a read on their opponents or just their visitors to try to read their intentions. And then in the year 1200, it shows that chess, as the Western folks know it today, that's when it entered Europe. And this manuscript is called El Libro de Juegos, or the Book of Kings, by King Alfonso the Tenth, and he was a king of Spain. And even there, you start to see that the game of chess was being played by the Moors, cause like the Moors, they went on like a conquest campaign, and then like almost completely swallowed up Spain. So then all of the cultures and stuff, and even the games, and there was a lot of cultural blending, because it wasn't so much that it was the Moors versus the Spanish. Sometimes they would like allied each other during the Reconquista to fight other Moors. So then, like, there was a period in Spain for like 900 years where it was just very chaotic, with like even the Moors fighting each other over like territory and stuff. So then, during that cultural exchange fueled by bloody war, chess laid his way into like the Western market, because like the Spanish kings, they ended up falling in love with the game. So then when they were dealing with like the British kings or the French kings, they be like, oh, here's this cool game that like the Moorish invaders like to play a lot, so we should play it too. It's a very fun game. So then that's why the fancy game of chess started making its way in British courts, and then it made its way downwards to like the peasants and stuff. Cause if the kings are doing something, eventually like the peasants pick it up. And then here we are in the Renaissance period, and by this point, it's no longer the game. Chess is no longer a game that is just played by by the kings or by the Persians. Now, like normal everyday European people or like noblemen and stuff are getting into like the game of kings. So then this one is 15. It's like 1508 by Lucas van Lieder, and just as it said, it's the game of chess. And in like the foreground, you see the chessboard. So you could even you can even like try to guess what's the next move that this lady's gonna do. And it's even like a big spectator sport that not on that both men and women were engaging. So then here we have the cocky player waiting for this maiden to make her move, and he's like underestimating her, but he's like so full of himself. Wow, this other guy is just like, oh my god, look at this great move that she's about to do. So yeah. Even so, yeah. By this point, chess became like a big was officially like a big spectator sport. And here is 1555, and is Lucia, Minerva, and Europa Anglosina playing chess by Sofonisba Angiosola. So yeah, it's not just again the novels play, but now even children get into the game of chess, because it seems like, because since chess is something that like kings and nobles play, it became an important part of like children's education and showering into like teaching to play chess, because it's gonna be required for them to be proficient in the game in order to succeed in life. At least that was a common perspective in like the Renaissance period. You gotta learn your table manners, and you gotta learn how to play chess half decent, so you don't bring dishonor on your family. So yeah, so then here she is teaching chess to like her kids. And this one is 1570 Ludovico Carrassi, and then it's just the chess players. So then here we have two men. So as you can see, based on the outfit, they're like of equal ranks and stuff. And then they almost look like maybe like journeyman, or maybe it's like businessmen or something. Or just with their silly hats, they remind me of pilgrims. Well, whatever. The point is that they're playing chess, and there's like almost very few pieces left. So then it's just like when you're playing chess, and then eventually you wiggle down your opponents to just one piece, but then to just a king, but then try as you might, you can't seem to like nail down that checkmate, and then it just ends on a draw, because that's just how chess games work. That if you can't seal the deal after a certain number of moves, they'll be like, well, it's a draw. Because otherwise, the game will just go on forever, because the king is wiggling away out of checkmate. Like the popularity of chess kind of like waned a little after like the Renaissance period, cause you don't see much chess paintings during the Baroque or even like the Rococo period. So then its popularity research in like the very very late neoclassical period. So then it's this 1798, the chess player by Maurice Rose, and like this is a nice looking chessboard over here in the foreground. Cause like the pieces like they're no longer like stylized and stuff. I mean they got like the peons are like cute little dragons, and like the queens are like fancy statues. Like this is a really cool chessboard. Just a very nice way of like jazzing it up. Well, and with the angel in the foreground, you can kind of like have interpreted that maybe this guy is battling for his soul or something against the devil-looking feature or something. So I don't know. It's just a very interesting painting about chess in general. And this one is 1865, and it's Egyptian chess players by Serama Tadema, and it's historical artwork. So then it's showing how they imagine how chess would be played by like ancient Egyptians, but like doing my research and stuff, I didn't come across any ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs where they would play chess, but then again, if it's a more, but then again, since it's a painting based on like as most Oriental painting is just a fancy imagination, where the Europeans would just paint the Orient based on like the wall and imagination and stuff. So then but then since like the Persians were running around in Egypt, then of course the painter would have seen the local Egyptians playing chess, and then he would imagine that the ancient Egyptians played chess, but no. It's just that the Egyptians at the time played chess because they were most because like Persia took over Egypt, so then they brought their game with it, and that's why the local contemporaries of like the 1865 Egyptians play chess, but then Sarah Matadema painted them in like their ancient Egyptian gods, cause like Napoleon brought with him a big mummy craze. So then, mummies and interest in the Orient came back. So then, like, demand for such type of paintings showed up. So then since chess is starting to regain popularity, that's where you start getting some weird historical paintings that you really need to take with a grain of salt. And plus, it doesn't look like a modern chessboard. You could almost say that in modern chess, it looks like they're playing checkers, but cause of the way that the board looks. But whatever, moving along. This one is 1865 Honore d'Amir, and it's a realist painting of two chess players. And over here, even though it's like very painterly, at least the chessboard looks, you can kind of see renditions of like classical pieces of chess. And this one is 1870, the Turkish Bashi, Basuk, and Mercenaries playing chess in the marketplace by Jean Leon Gerone. So at least this is this chessboard game and stuff that features like folks in like this Orientalism painting is a little bit slightly more accurate because it's featuring like contemporary folks playing chess as as an icebreaker because he's dealing with like mercenaries, so I guess maybe as a trial to see if the mercenary he's gonna hire know their strategy. I guess their patron is like, oh, let's play a game of chess to just see how smart you are. So then like the mercenaries be like, wow. So I guess we read. So I guess not only do they gotta lie. So I guess that's an extent that you can do to your mercenaries in modern times to see whether they're smart or not. If they can outwit you in like game of chess, it's the silly notions that people have when they're hiring something. Like if you think that your job interview is difficult, just imagine the job interview of this mercenary that he's talking about all of the people that he's killed and stuff, and how many different types of sword he can wield, and like his gunmanship. But then his new boss be like, "Oh, you gotta beat me in a game of chess to like get the job." So then he starts sweating bullets. Just a silly job interview type of painting. This one is 1880, A Game of Chess by James Hamilton. So then it's a couple playing chess, and like this chessboard is kind of like weird and roundish, and it doesn't even look like it has a lot of room to play like a lot of the games, but it's just like that chess is like now also a type of like courtship, like a nice conversation piece between him and the maiden, just a game of whips to see who gets in first. It's a nice way to talk and stuff. This one is 1880, The Chess Game by Julian Ashton. And it's a younger cocky player playing with like an older grandmaster, and then like the younger player looks cocky and confident, while the grandmaster is like in thoughtful contemplation. So then it's just like the age different and stuff. Maybe the and also like their outfits. This one looks more like a flaneur, like a like a dandy or a person that just like fools around all the time and goes to like the nice party. While this one almost looks like it's like a worker type of outfit, like bland and bland brown outfit and very disheveled. So then you could see that it's like folks in different classes. Everyone plays chess at this point, regardless of your social standing and even gender. Everyone's into chess. This one is 1885. Hyodor Nielsen, checkmate in 3 moves. Hmm. It's a checkmate in 3 moves because here's like the chessboard. So who's checking who in 3 moves? So if you can solve like this chess problem and like write the moves in 3 turns, then like you can put it in the comments if you see who's gonna checkmate who in 3 turns. Also, how did they get into this weird position? I don't know. Yeah, probably a peon came here and then he moved over here. Yeah, yeah. Like this is, and or here's the horse. So it's probably checkmate on the black pieces in 3 turns, or maybe they're gonna turn it around or at a certain point, or maybe he's so hyper focused and then maybe the black piece is gonna get like a queen in there and then it's gonna be game over. Cause that's just how it works in a game of peons. The one who has like the peons closer to like the end of it is the one that is able to turn it around and stuff. This one is 1902, The Chess Players by William Open. And just like the other one, it features a chess game that is close to like the end game where there's only like a couple of pieces, 2 pieces here and 2 pieces there. So it can go either way. It can go either way. I guess maybe now they're showing and I feel like this one is also another one of those courtship paintings where like the boyfriend is here in order to court the lady, and then like the father's like right behind her. So then he's testing to see how big of an idiot her possible boyfriend is by having them play chess, while the father silently judges this guy's prospect based on like to see just how smart he is. Cause like if he can't even win when defeat his bride to be in a game of chess, then he ain't worthy. He's not worthy, and then it's like a meet the parents type of situation. If they like force you to play chess to impress the father. This one is 1907, A Portrait of a Chess Player by A.D. Peretro. The chess player A.D. Petrova by Grigory Miasojedov. And by here, this is like one of the earliest paintings where it's not just a random assortment of chess players. It's a painting of like a grandmaster of chess, which is like very interesting because by the modern times like chess like became so huge that in recorded history that people started like adding into recorded history like the name of like all of the fancy grandmasters. So like in the foreground you see like the chess exercise that he's doing in order to like hone his skills, and then they put his hand on his forehead to show that he's overthinking the chess problem, which is just very nice and all that stuff. And a rose in the foreground because the chessboard is red, so then they need a little bit of red to balance out the composition. This one is 1907, The Chess Game by John Singer Sargent. and then it's showing like a Turkish couple, playing chess in like the middle of on like the middle of the woods. You can tell that it's like Orientalism and stuff, cause like it's just a romanticized view of how people live in like the Orient and stuff. Cause like you will never see like a woman with a veil hanging out with a man that is not like her husband and stuff. Like, cause if she's like in her house and stuff, then she wouldn't be like, if these two are like in their private property, she wouldn't be wearing a veil because then she'll be like at home shielding. But since she's wearing a veil outdoors, it's like a nonsense outdoors with another guy. It's like the painting that just wouldn't happen in like their society back in the old days, because like it was even in European standard, it was like considered bad for like a woman to like go meet a random guy that's not like her brother or like her father, like in the middle of the woods and stuff. It's like something with whatever. The point is, it's like a very nice painting made by a European guy, imagining how Persians play chess in like the middle of the woods. An Orientalism or a romanticized vision of how people in the Orient do their stuff. This one is a 1911 by Pablo Picasso, and it's called Chess. So somewhere in this cubism stuff, there's a chess game happening, but if you see it, I don't. But the painter Pablo Picasso be like, oh, this is definitely a game of chess. But yeah, so we with like crazy abstract stuff, we just have to take their word for it. This one is The Portrait of a Chess Player by Marcel Duchamp, and it is another cubist stuff. And I guess back here you can kind of see the chessboard pieces. Something that resembles a chessboard, and that's the only time that it has to like the game of chess. And this is the 1924, The Chess Player Number 3 by Willy Baumeister. And then at least here in the foreground, at least over here, it looks kind of like a simplified version of the chessboard, and then here we have like the two players and stuff. So it gives you like the idea of like an abstraction of a game of chess. This one is 1921, 1929, The Chess Player by John Lavery. So then it's showing children playing the game of chess. And then here we have and the game is like very close to like its ending, because like it has a couple of pieces, this one, but they're very like important pieces, because this person, because the white, because like the one who's playing with like the white pieces has like still has his queen, a bishop, and rook. So that's like she's like in the offensive, and you can tell by her last move that she's on the attack while she's on the defensive, overthinking her next move, because even her pieces show that she's like that she like corner herself, and you don't really want to like corner yourself into a game, because it limits the escape routes of the king. So all that she will have to do is move the queen over here to this piece, and then it's check, and then he has to like move over here, and then oh yeah, but no, she will move this. Oh yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, no, actually, she would only need to move the bishop over here, and then that's check, and then the queen over here. Since she's hitting this piece, is made. So it's basically a game over about to happen, cause she cornered herself, and now. But then again, she could then escape this way. So it's getting very close to like the end game. It's maneuvering herself for a checkmate. But then again, that's just me overanalyzing the chess piece problem, and that's painted in like the chessboard of this painting. And this one is the last chess painting that I wanted to show you in 1958, and it's called The Game of Chess by Charles Blackman. And it shows Alice. It's just an Alice-looking maiden playing chess with like the white rabbit, and like the chess pieces are a little Like they're looking up like how they should in order for it to be recognized as a chess game. But it has nice distortions here there. I hope you found this lecture on the game of chess amusing. Like it was introduced by a king in India, and then it probably the game of chess probably existed even further back, but as with most board games, they only in other games in general, they only make it to the history book once like a big king or a nobleman takes an interest in a game and then he spreads it about through his diplomats in order to popularize the game. So then it made its way to Europe from Spain, and even like the Spanish name for chess is very close. It's called Ajedres, which means, and since it has out, the root of the word is taken from like Sanskrit and stuff. So a lot of Spanish words have like all of the Spanish words that have al have their roots in like the Moorish language. So then from Spain, the Spanish kings then brought it to like the Spanish court and made it a requirement for people dealing with diplomacy with Spain in order to play chess with them, and then from like the kingly courts, it made it to like the noblemen, and from the noble, and then the noblemen start the game to like their servants, and then from the servants, it just became popularized that everyone, regardless of rich or poor, knew how to play the game of chess back in the day, and then like its popularity went a little after the Baroque period, and then it made a big comeback in like the 1885, and now everyone, including their grandma, plays chess this day and age. So I hope you found this lecture amusing. Bye bye, and God bless.